Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Tobago. We're coming to you from Paupolee Villa at the tropical Samaan Grove Development. As usual, we have a lot to share with you over the next half hour on some of the major events happening in Tobago. We also cannot wait to show you all this charming property has to offer. So sit back and get comfortable as we bring you the details. I'm Davia Chambers and Let's Talk Tobago starts right now. In the headlines, Tobago House of Assembly officials pay a special social site visit to residents of Bonaccord Crown Point. The Tobago Emergency Management Agency rolls out a safety caravan in preparation for an active rainy season. From Bethel to the PGA Games, you'll hear the story of Tobago Samuel Cudjoe and his professional journey. And later, the Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development gets together on the football field to build team spirit. All these stories and more when Let's Talk Tobago returns. Stay with us.
Say, honey, it's you that I love. Tobago, it's you. Blessed love, this is Dwayne Stevenson from Augustown, and you're in tune to Let's Talk Tobago. So me say, lock in, rope in, come in.
The Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development is tackling the issue of housing head-on. Officials recently toured the community of Bonaccord Crown Point to get a first-hand view of some of the issues facing residents. Our cameras were there to bring you this story. Victor Joseph lives in this wooden structure in Bonaccord. He's physically challenged and in need of major home repairs. Mr. Joseph was one of 17 residents in the district of Bonaccord Crown Point visited by the Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development. The social site visit featured Settlements Secretary Assemblyman Ian Pollard and Assistant Secretary Assemblyman Niall George. They were accompanied by Area Representative Assemblyman Joel Sampson and a technical team.
As instructed by the Chief Secretary and the Executive Council, we are now looking at a model where we use PVC molding and we use steel inside the molding for the rebars and pour concrete, and the panels could be put up in 48 hours.
According to Secretary Pollard, 4 model houses will be erected for public viewing.
We have encountered persons in need of roof changes, drainage problems. So the problems are numerous. Like this gentleman, that we are here, is in total need of a home repair, home makeover. We intend to address that problem.
Area Representative Assemblyman Sampson is also Assistant Secretary of the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development. Mr. Sampson says the homes were selected based on his interactions with persons during his roving public day.
It's a good thing that the Division of Settlements is here today because we have been faced with a lot of challenges in this electoral district for a number of years, ranging from housing issues to flooding issues. So it's good that the Secretary can have a first-hand view of the problems that we are faced with.
And the division will undertake a housing drive in the next 2 months.
We intend to embark on a massive housing drive in the next 2 months. Also the distribution of lands. We are looking at that for some persons who may not afford to meet their mortgage payment of a house. So we give them the lands and they give them designs so they could construct. But we intend to come with some different models of housing instead of the brick and mortar, so they could get their house done in a faster time.
Up next, the team from the Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development will visit the communities of Signal Hill and Canby. Plans are being made to establish secretariats at every community centre in Tobago. This move is intended to ensure residents can take on a more hands-on role in the development of their communities. We have more details in this story from Crystal George. Listen up.
Advancement, development, evolution. These are all descriptions of the plans for the enhancement of communities across Tobago. Secretary of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport, Terence Baines, believes government should serve as facilitators. He wants to place the responsibility for innovation and strengthening of communities directly in the hands of the residents. Secretary Baines says community secretariats will be installed at Tobago's community centers.
I think that if we're able to get to that place, we will be able to cover major ground as an island. I think it will free up government to do much more things, and there will be much more innovation. We'll be able to give much more support. It would also take power as well out of the hands of representatives. So representatives would have to be willing to see this thing happen.
Community centers bring residents together for activities and development. The Secretariat will extend that idea to the benefit of the community and with the support from the Tobago House of Assembly.
We provide financing for each constituency, each district, and those districts will be saddled with the responsibility to develop their own programs and things that are important to them and so on, and carry out those projects. They will find the persons to do the projects and so on and that kind of stuff. And you will have a kind of holistic development of the island together rather than development in silos.
Just as before, residents will be able to use the facility to connect with each other. But the hope is that people would get as much out of the community secretariats as possible.
Sometimes people need legal documents done and those kinds of things. All that kind of service should be able to be had in what we will call a community secretariat. That is something that we see as being useful in the development of the society, and where we're trying to go to see if we can contribute to the betterment of the space.
The social bond created at community centers help to build strong, safe, and inclusive communities and boost social interaction, volunteerism, and civic pride. And those are features the division wants to grow throughout Tobago communities. I'm Crystal George for Let's Talk Tobago.
May 16th was declared the official start of the 2022 rainy season. As part of a national effort to bolster the country's readiness to manage any potential disaster, the Tobago Emergency Management Agency, or TEMA, has embarked on a safety caravan for the month of May, National Disaster Prevention and Preparedness Month. Here's what you can expect.
June 1st marks the start of this year's hurricane season. Met experts are already monitoring 21 weather systems, 6 of which are forecast to be potential hurricane events. TEMA has been staying ahead of the storms by coordinating with national emergency agencies to lessen disaster risk.
We want to make sure and sensitize the entire nation. The entire month of May, we have different 30 days, 30 ways tips on Facebook. So on the ODPM, we have the TT Met service on TEMA. They would have been issuing graphics every day, giving different steps as to how you can prepare. So feel free to get onto ODPM's Facebook page, TEMA's Facebook page, and get all the information that you need.
Emergency agencies have also been engaging the public through nationwide outreach programs. They have been hosted at the Brian Lara Promenade, Port of Spain, Harris Promenade, San Fernando, and Port Mall, Scarborough, Tobago.
From a TEMA's point of view, we would have collaborated with different agencies on the island to ensure that in case of any disasters, persons know the information, they know what to do, they know who to call, so we could lessen the amount of disasters, not the disasters, but the effects of disasters on the island.
TEMA is urging the public to prepare so everyone will be secure and ready for the rainy season.
Hurricanes, adverse weather comes without warning. So not just adverse weather, we have power outages, because normally these things come with power outages. So be power outage ready. Get your backup generator, charge all the devices, get your battery operated radio, be landslide ready. If it is, you can look at your surroundings, look at hilly areas and prepare. Be flood ready. We at TEMA here, we have sandbags. You can come in for sandbags if you know you're living in a low-lying area. Make sure you have an emergency plan for your family.
To learn more about National Prevention and Preparedness Month, visit TEMA's Facebook page or call 660-7489 for more information. I'm Brian McCool for Let's Talk Tobago.
Coming up next, young people get the opportunity to learn skills in the kitchen through the Roxborough Police Youth Club's Bake Away initiative. We'll tell you more when Let's Talk Tobago returns. Stay with us. Paupolee Villa features 3 ensuite bedrooms and can host at least 8 guests comfortably. You can relax in an open concept central area that opens into an expansive backyard. From its spacious pool, outdoor seating and a pergola, this villa is perfect for friends and family or even couples on a romantic escape. Welcome back to Let's Talk Tobago. Now, the Roxborough Police Youth Club is ensuring its members are always engaged in activities that can benefit their lives. This time around, they took to the kitchen and got to baking. Omadara Mills and cameraman Alden Taylor journeyed to bring us the inside story from this event. Have a look.
It was a Saturday afternoon of fun and hands-on learning for young members of the Roxborough Police Youth Club. Instead of their usual meeting, the youngsters participated in their very first Bakeaway session. They were delighted for the opportunity to learn how to make a variety of baked goods such as bread, coconut bake, cake, puff pastries, pulori, bus-up-shot, sweetbread, and cinnamon rolls.
I decided to come because I always like baking and cooking, so I wanted to learn new things that I never tried before and then maybe try it at home. Your hands have to get very dirty, I can tell you that. But so far I find it fun, so I want to see what else comes after.
I decided to come to this bakery to learn how to bake different foods and like bread, roti, pulori, so I could know how to make it in the near future. Being good, knowing how to make these different things.
I like the experience so far because the tutor, she communicating good and it's understandable. I understanding everything and I feel like I could do it on my own after the course.
The tutors are senior members of the Police Youth Club. They were happy to share their cooking and baking expertise with the children.
It's a very interesting program for the young people, especially these days when, sometimes young people, they get so idle, have nothing to do. And, it's something that they could train to learn to cook, to bake, so that they could even use it as a profession.
The club is grateful for the sponsorships they received for this baking initiative. Support from National Flour Mills, Breb's Bakery and Maconie's Egg Farm contributed to the event's fruitfulness. Founder and leader of the community organization, Collis Hazel, believes that the session was a great way for the youths to spend their time.
Utilizing their leisure time in a most creative and productive way is something certainly that we always look forward to. And therefore, what a better way in terms of ensuring that the young people learn. It is our belief that the engine room for change starts with a project, and hence the reason we have to create initiatives like these that can make our young people meaningful in society and do things instead of falling prey to social ills in society.
The club plans to continue providing opportunities for its members to learn other necessary life skills. Through initiatives like this Bakeaway, the Roxborough Police Youth Club hopes to nurture and mold its members into sound, well-rounded citizens that can make positive contributions in their communities. I'm Omadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
He's Tobago born and flying the red, white and black flag proudly on the international scene. Samuel Cudjoe has achieved his dream of turning pro and takes aim at the PGA Tour. He shares the story of how he got here with Crystal George. More in this story.
Golf is swiftly growing in Tobago, with more and more children being exposed to this sport. Bethel native Samuel Cudjoe began his love affair with the sport as early as age 3. His biggest cheerleader, his dad, handed him his first club, and from that tender age, he didn't look back. So, from humble beginnings to the big stage.
My passion for golf originally started in my backyard at the age of 3. My dad put a golf club in my hand, and from that day, I never turned back, just kept practicing and getting better. And now I'm at this point in my life where I can say that I've turned professional and can play professional golf.
It was his dedication, drive, and determination to make a way for himself that brought Samuel to the opportunity to become a pro.
I won a tournament back in 2011, which gave me the opportunity to go to America. So I took that opportunity with great hands. And then from that day, I kind of never turned back and went to high school for 3 years. in South Carolina, then moved to North Carolina for college, 4 years of college there, and now playing professional golf.
Kojo remains grounded and focused as he shares his goals that he wants to achieve. Additionally, he wants his experience to be a driving force to empower more young persons on the island.
My ultimate goal is to play on the PGA Tour and be successful. I mean, my biggest thing, like, I feel like for me right now, I mean, we know it's one country, Trinidad and Tobago, but to be the first person from Tobago to be able to play professionally, internationally, that's a big thing for me. And I feel like for me, like I've been interviewed many times and I've said like this journey is not about me mainly. It's about creating opportunities for other people, other young people who want to play golf. So me making it on the tour is all ultimately opening the door for someone else to come.
Kojo says the start to his professional career was a success and is looking forward to his career flourishing. I'm Crystal George for Let's Talk Tobago.
The Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development is placing emphasis on providing quality service to Tobago. One way to accomplish this is to build team spirit within the division. So hosting a small goal football tournament was a good start, as you'll see in this story. Have a look. The Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development is not just supporting the development of communities, it's also building connectedness among members of staff, which will ultimately enhance the work environment. That's why the division hosted a small goal football competition at Signal Hill Recreational Ground. And some of our assemblymen traded their dress shoes for football boots.
Well, the idea behind it, as we went into the division, we decided to build team spirit, build camaraderie. So we had a social committee put together to plan a list of activities from now until October. So this is the first event. It's 5-a-side, 6-a-side football. It's just to bring the division together. So we had 4 teams from within the division with 4 invitee secretary playing. So it's all about fun.
We're having a day of fun, which is unusual. And I must say, I'm delighted to know that the secretary came up with this brilliant idea to have sports. I supported that, and I'm looking forward to Sports Day. But all in all, it's about bringing people together in the division, getting to know each other more better, having a proper relationship, appropriate relationship, including sports and everything. And I want to say, it's a remarkable thing to do, and I hope that everyone in other divisions use this particular event and follow suit.
All work and no play makes Jack and Jill a dull in the situation, so it's about fostering camaraderie and lightening the work environment.
Social Events Committee Chairman Jimmy Sylvester says it was beyond satisfying to see employees bonding.
It is really a good feeling. The banter leading up to it, the banter even on the games, it's really refreshing and something that we really want that to even just flow throughout the division, throughout work and everything. It's really nice to see.
Well, it's a breath of fresh air because we haven't done this in a very long time. So it's excitement in the office. It's like it's competition, but it's fun and everybody's really having a very good time, and I am enjoying it most of all. It's really nice.
Yes, very much. A little sweaty, but enjoying it.
It's quite entertaining. It is good that the division put on a little football like this. It will bring a camaraderie between the workers. Enjoying the match quite well.
And it's 2-1.
I played 2 minutes, but we lost the first game 3-1, but there's 2 more to come. But we're certainly going to win the next 2.
So how did it end? Well, the final pitted Secretary Pollard and Castara Gills against Signal Hill Gems, which featured Assistant Secretary Joel Sampson. The contest finished 1-1, which led them to penalties. That ended 2-0 in favor of Castara Gills.
So we have the aerobathon coming up. We have the cricket, a T5 cricket. We have a men's cook. We also have a treasure hunt. And then we would have the official sports.
We have to take a break, but do not go away. Let's Talk Tobago. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Paupolee Villa is your very own peaceful island retreat. It's a great venue to bring family and friends closer together with a space perfect for entertaining, relaxing and creating memories. Paupolee Villa is also conveniently located near popular shops and restaurants. The Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development is engaging in comprehensive coastal and environmental study on some key areas of the island, and it can be a game changer where the issue of coastal erosion is concerned. Have a look at how the study has progressed so far.
Smith Warner has been engaged by the THA to do an assessment of the entire coastline of southwest Tobago from the airport through to Buku. And today we were deploying or redeploying gauges to measure the coastal conditions. So the initial deployment, we put down 4 gauges, ADCP and AWAC gauges, to measure waves and currents and tides and water levels.
At Pigeon Point and Milford Bay, we have had an issue over the years of increased instances of coastal erosion. So that involves a reduction of the recreational beach width of the area, in addition to which when you have swell events, you also have waves overtopping and then instances of coastal flooding as well.
We're downloading all the data and we'll be analyzing it over the next couple of days. But in the meantime, to be able to capture wet season and dry season, we're redeploying one of the gauges on the outer reef. So it's really measurements of waves, currents, tides to get a better understanding of how the water moves around this area.
Some of the benefits that would come out of this would be we really have the goal of trying to restore the beach so that there is even more of an area for persons to enjoy, just come in to relax. It's important for us to protect what we have. So Pigeon Point is one such area that we really want to protect. It's a beautiful window for persons to come to enjoy. And we want to do all that we can as technical persons to ensure that we spend the necessary funds, we do the necessary investigation so that ultimately we preserve this beautiful area for years to come.
We're going to obviously rely heavily on nature-based solutions. We're looking at concepts such as offshore reefs that can incorporate the integration of coral restoration. Man, Tobago is fantastic, as I say, as soon as you land here, you breathe a breath of fresh air, it just feels so relaxing here. And I mean, especially today like this, which is calm and not a lot of people around. Yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing, special place, and we're very proud to be part of this assessment.
So we've come to the end of yet another edition of Let's Talk Tobago, and as always, we thank you for watching. Please email us with your comments or queries about the program, and be sure to visit our website, like our Office of the Chief Secretary Facebook page. You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. For more information on Paupolee Villa, you can call 320-1599 or email them at paupolee@gmail.com. From our house to yours, I'm Davia Chambers, along with the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly, wishing you a safe and fantastic week. We leave you with a montage of Paupolee Villa. Do enjoy.